Okay, fellas, hello. Welcome, but not to diplomacy, but for the most boring stream on YouTube, routine training, operational readiness mission, and not even flying, but taxiing and high-speed taxiing and landing runs. Diplomacy will be later. Happy Sunday morning to everyone who might watch this, and I will try Wings of Liberty first, because could be crosswind and no turbulence there. I've got sound, I've got video, all set, and I will look through servers, diplomacy, combat box, and task force. Yeah, Wings of Liberty, or Carbina, like I call it always, is always good. Quite short missions, but P-40 is almost always available 100%. What is the wind? 2 meters per second, 130. 130. Okay. Anyway, start. And I will do taxiing, high-speed taxiing practice landing runs. First of all, check your track IR. Your look around device. Yeah, track IR is set. Should be okay. Joystick, okay. Technochat I will not need. RPM full forward, throttle you shouldn't move on P-40. Half closed, cowl shutters, and let me recall my 5.6. I almost forgot that 5.6. Yeah, I need my memory list. Sorry. Yeah, this is it. That's how you play on Carbina on Wings of Liberty. And welcome to multiplayer of this atrocious game. No decent airfields available. Leave this server. Let's try combat box. Combat box probably is not gonna get get me an P-40. 1943 maybe. Who knows? No P-40s, no P-40s should be available on this map. Yeah, no P-40s available. And the best training server, Steel Skies, is down. No one knows why. Probably it's terminal, and Task Force Dingo should help. No decent airfields. Yeah, this airfield is quite good. Olive drab, American 100%, no modifications, and start. What is this airfield? Where am I? Oh, wind is there, I hope. Okay. Coal shutters have closed. Five, 6, and rather 5, 6 to the left. And engine start. So what's my heading? After 820, this P-40 gives you decent heading on this instrument. No, not on this. On this 060 is my heading right now. So where are those? No taxi runways. And extremely 3 kilometers. I didn't know there are so long airfields in this game. That's quite good. And
this is Angus, leader, requesting landing approach. Over.
Proceed. The winds are calm.
Angus, leader, roger.
okay. Parking brakes off. More than 1500 RPM to start moving.
This is Angus, leader, requesting landing approach. Over.
Proceed. The winds are calm.
Angus, leader, roger.
Oh, here is a taxi runway. Okay, that sock indicates wind correct, gives me a correct wind indication, and I must say, I can say it's quite hot even though I've got no ambient temperature in briefing. Wind is from my left, so wind steers me to the left, so I do taxiing without using brakes, and because of high temperature I need excessive power. I've set up some correct throttle lever position, and now I don't touch my throttle, don't touch brakes. I just work with my pedals rather, and rudder steering is quite good. Prop wash gives aerodynamic influence on my rudder, and by deflecting your rudder surface you can steer your P-40 while taxiing even though this airspeed might be too slow, it's
This is
okay,
Angus,
it's okay.
leader, requesting landing clearance. Over.
It's absolutely
Clear
okay.
to land.
Angus, leader, copy. This is Angus, leader, landed. Over.
Clear the runway.
Angus, leader, roger.
Okay, now wind should be from my 5 o'clock, so I shouldn't experience that much understeering or oversteering tendencies. And normal taxiing doesn't give me any troubles. I'm quite confident. I like that sandy surface, grass or soil or gravel surface. I like it because game gives you decent rolling drag force on such type of surface. Okay. That's a fuel station. And that was circling attempt. I don't know why. Probably because of a wind gust. And my bad not to prevent my P-40 from going from that excursion, grass excursion. My bad. Look at that view. Absolutely flat surface. Ugly. Got almost 2 hours of time to practice. This task force server is great because it has and I need to retard the throttle a little bit. My taxiing speed was too fast, and this server gives you 4 hours mission time. That's great. Without steel skies, this server could become my main, but this server isn't available all the time either. Isn't available. That was right circle in a ground loop attempt, right oversteering tendency. I like this routine. I like to feel my P-40, to control it without using brakes. In a different game, when you've got decent evaluation of all aircraft parts, mileage and reliability, being careful with brakes, which are very delicate matter in World War II combat aviation. Being gentle with brakes should be profitable. Yeah, it's gusty. I like it. It's gusty. High-speed taxiing on that concrete landing strip will be very, very challenging. Very challenging. I do zigging and zagging. I do S-turning taxiing without using brakes, and that left rudder input was a little bit too late. Right rudder a little bit gentle. Left rudder, right rudder, left, more left. Right rudder, more right rudder, left rudder. And throttle a little bit forward, 1350 RPM seems like not enough. Throttle forward, 1380 RPM should be a little bit better. Why my trajectory was so linear? Yeah, concrete, beautiful concrete landing strip, 3 clicks landing strip, which is unbelievable. whole diplomacy map is not that big as this landing strip. And I should get to my rolling to start readiness spot. Tall grass. Retard the throttle a little bit. 070, quite unusual. Quite unusual, not quite unusual. Apply brakes. The 160 is your heading on a readiness spot. In 0 seconds I will start rolling to my start spot, which is right there. Power up more than 1500 RPM. Retard the throttle. Gently turning. Don't slow down. Do not circle. 070. That was too slow. In 0 seconds, advance the throttle in 5 seconds up to 39 inches. One small correction, retard the throttle. Retard the throttle. Open. Canopy open. Zero 45 elevator trim, about 12% technochat, but I don't use technochat. On the left wing aileron trim and rudder trim 3 4 left, and do high-speed taxiing. We need about 1000 RPM for normal speed taxiing on such type of surface, and it's gonna be 1200 RPM for high-speed taxiing. I've got a headwind, so I make it 1300 RPM. I needed a crosswind, but I'm too weak. I didn't play for almost 2 months, so it's not too bad for me. Not to have any crosswinds. I do high-speed taxiing, clearing the runway, standard operational procedure, and it's beautiful. 3 clicks. 3 clicks. landing strip. This is decent airfield for bombing mission, and that was circling attempt. Unbelievable. I'm very rusty. Very rusty. And I didn't feel that was any wind gust. That was only myself. My operational readiness. Operational readiness is in a very low state at the moment. Once again, 1300 RPM. A little bit left rather, steer left. You need this high-speed taxi in standard operational procedure for clearing the runway part of your mission while landing after overhead brake pattern. If you've got group of several P-40s, you should land on the same strip.
Leader, I'm wounded.
On the same strip. That was a game stutter luck, and that almost caused me another ground loop. I was very lucky not to hit the surface with my wing, not to lose aileron. I was very lucky. That was very rough rudder movement. I did too much and too fast pedal input. By the way, I've got no rudder pedals. I've got the simplest joystick you can get, and I've got twist on that joystick, and that's okay for me. And you should do S-turning while high-speed taxiing in order to see what's ahead of you. And when you retard the throttle to avoid using brakes, and I need to use brakes, you should be ready. She changes her behavior while... Where are my brakes? Oh, this is unbelievable. Where are my brakes? Man, this is unbelievable. I had no brakes. I did reinstall my game after my hard disk died. This is unbelievable. Where is my brake? Yeah, I hate this game. Okay. What? Why wheel brakes are you wouldn't believe this, I've still got no brakes. Yeah, I hate this game. Why this game doesn't save your why doesn't save your now I've got brakes. Now I've got brakes, okay. And now I will do 180 turn without using any brakes. This landing strip is quite wide, so but even though you should balance on the knife edge of ground loop to do that 180 without using brakes, and I do that quite well. And crosswind doesn't help either. And I will repeat that 180, and that was circle and attempt. Full left rudder helped me to prevent my P-40 from circling. And another mistake, I was too late on retarding the throttle after that high-speed taxiing. Okay, do 180 without using brakes. A little bit throttle forward, a little bit right rudder, and she turns without using brakes. This is great, you should stop. Not great, I must say. 250 is your new heading. 250 plus minus 5 degrees. And I was able to do that without using brakes. Beautiful. Canopy closed, flaps up. And another practice landing run. Advance the throttle in one movement in 5 seconds up to 39 inches. One small correction. Shift to the center line. Retard the throttle. I've got tailwind, so no crosswind, but some wind gusts. I do not use brakes. Do not use brakes. That is very bad habit, but I like it. I like it. Without using brakes, without those, without that crosswind, it's quite easy for me. So flaps up. Shift right, 1200 RPM for high-speed taxiing. This time I will do right, shifting to the right. In case of right overhead brake pattern, I use left and only left overhead brake pattern, but there were many years when I used to use only left rejoin after takeoff, standard operational procedure pattern, and now I'm flying A20 more than P-40, so I use right rejoin after takeoff pattern, and that was quite unusual for me for many years. So who knows, maybe someday I will do right overhead brake pattern on a regular basis, and when you've got right overhead brake pattern, you've got tendency to shift to the left from your center line on touchdown, and that's why clearing the runway standard operational procedure should be done to the right side of the landing strip, and when you've got left overhead brake pattern, you've got tendency to shift right on from the center line when you do touchdown, and that's why clearing the runway should be done offsetting yourself to the left side of the landing strip. Quite good taxiing speed, and I shouldn't be too late on retarding the throttle. I shouldn't be too late, I shouldn't be too early, and I'm ready. P-40 will change her behavior when I retard the throttle. She changes her behavior, change your radar input, and that was too early. That was a mistake. So in case of real group landing, I would see someone, my teammate ahead of me, completing his or her high-speed taxiing and turning left or turning right to the runway. But as myself, I would present an obstacle, and unsafe obstacle for the next team member, group member. So this time I do 180 to the left without using brakes. And that was circling. That's circling. I failed to do that. I should repeat. That's circling.
Wagon leader, I'm wounded.
This time I will do crosswind. Wind gives you such a great experience. This 180 will be not the same as previous 180, because wind will be from my right, and wind will prevent me from steering left. I will need excessive radar input, and that wind will prevent me from ground loop, from circling tendency, because wind steers you towards opposite into downwind heading direction.
Wagon leader, I'm on fire, bailing out.
And this time wind will be from my left, and it will increase, it will give me oversteering tendency. This time it was understeering tendency, and at the moment it will be oversteering, so I'd be extremely careful with my radar input. A little bit radar, a little bit throttle, right radar, even right radar sometimes, and I do 180 without using brakes, and I should get myself 070 plus minus 5 degrees without using brakes. That was excellent. canopy closed, flaps down, and another practice landing run and practice high-speed taxiing. In 0 seconds, advance the throttle. In 5 seconds, up to 39 inches. Slowly but surely, steady in one movement. One small correction is allowed. Beautiful. This time it should be a little bit okay. Retard the throttle. Once again, I'm not using brakes yet. Not using left rudder, brake, 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 brake. Left rudder, right rudder, brake. No brakes, no brakes. Left rudder, left rudder, left rudder, left rudder. And without using brakes, I would get myself into circling. Flaps up, canopy open, 1300 RPM, offset left. So, not using brakes is a very, very bad habit, which you get because of too much practicing without crosswind. So that's much more exciting and much joyful to not to use brakes on practice landing runs, to control your airplane, to prevent her from circling from ground loop tendency without using brakes, but with a crosswind or gusty wind conditions that highly likely will cause you to get those ground loop and circling. So you should practice in the crosswind conditions. No crosswind for me today. Headwind right now. Tailwind will be on the next practice landing run, but nevertheless I'm happy to practice. First time I was too late on brakes. Second time I was too early, not on brakes, on retarding the throttle. I do not use brakes. Second time I was too early. Let's wait and see what's gonna be the third time. I do S-turning. And I've got enemy. We're under attack. Beautiful, very long airfield. Retarded throttle. That was once again too late, I must say. She changes her behavior. I was struggling a little bit to maintain S-turning. A little bit braking, and do 180. Once again, wind is from my left, so it's much easier to do 180 in a downwind. .250 plus minus 5 degrees. This landing strip is extremely extremely wide, and nevertheless I was not able to do that 180 without using the whole width of this strip. And advance the throttle in 5 seconds. Retard the throttle. No brakes, no brakes, no brakes. No brakes. Right rudder. Left rudder. Canopy open. No brakes needed. I didn't use brakes and that was okay. 1200 RPM. Offset right. And that was mistake. That was mistake. I've touched the gravel, the grass. That was a mistake. Well, very nicely done, I must say. Let's pick up the right moment to retard the throttle. Retard the throttle. She changes her behavior, but not that much when you've got tailwind. And this time it was better. I wasn't too early. No, ground loop circling. And let's repeat 180. A little bit throttle, a little bit left rudder. Just a little bit. Not too much throttle. .070 plus minus 5 degrees. Can be closed. Okay. Okay, this time let's check out. It was too much. Five, 6. Rather 5, 5, 5, 6, 5, 5, and now we will do actual takeoff. (160) heading, plus minus 5 degrees. Apply brakes, and in 30 seconds start rolling to your start position. More than 1500 RPM to start moving. Rolling. Faster, 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 faster. Turning gently without ground loop tendency. Faster. And apply brakes. And in 0 seconds advance the throttle. In 5 seconds. Up to 39 inches. Slowly. That was 1 second too fast. One small correction. What's wrong? Something's wrong. Something isn't right. Something is really... I've got bomb probably. Something isn't right with my controls, with my P-40. I didn't retract my gears. Okay, I need to do something with my controls. So I need to do it one more time. I didn't have decent look at that airfield, it's beautiful. I didn't have my gears up. I like that airfield, I must say. That's the first time I'm operating from this airfield. I like that airfield. It's decent. Touchdown's gonna be good. I'm overshooting quite substantially. I said touchdown's gonna be good. No brakes, no brakes, no brakes, no brakes, no brakes, no brakes, no brakes. Right rudder, right rudder. Flaps up. Canopy open. .1200 RPM to start 2-4. To clear the runway. High speed taxi, not 1300 RPM, but 1200 RPM. And repeat. I had 1150 RPM instead of 1200, I would cause myself being an obstacle for the next airplane in the group. Retard the throttle. She changes her behavior. Maintain as turning. Do not use brake if it's possible. And get yourself, look on your 6, get yourself out. Apply brakes. Apply brakes, because once again I did it too rough, too fast. Stupid idiot. Back to 70% techno chat, back to 34% techno chat. Let me just check something. Not yet. Not yet available. Okay. In 30 seconds I will start rolling to start position. Advance the throttle. More than 1500 RPM to start moving on such type of surface. Then turning. Without avoid using brakes, avoid ground loop tendency, but don't be too slow. You need to do that whole procedure in 25 seconds, not more than 25 seconds. And okay, no brakes was used, and 0 seconds advance the throttle in one movement, and 5 seconds up to 39 inches in one movement. Okay, one small correction is allowed. Perfect. Do takeoff. When it's 130 miles per hour indicated, I will pull up. Wheels up. RPM down to 30. Recharge the throttle. She's stabilized. She's stabilized. Now climb 2100 feet. Yes, my P-40 is beautifully stabilized. I just love it. Vertical speed indicator is absolutely stationary. I just love it. I love P-40. without technochat, without auto level or anything. Yeah, such a great aircraft. I like it. Advance the throttle a little bit. Okay. So 15.9 RPM down to 2200. She's lowering her nose. .5, 13.2, 12, 0. Okay, I failed to do that. 10.8. Retard the throttle and turn left.
I'm wounded.
But I remember how to fly P-40, still remember. .340 is my new heading. P-40 has got tendency to maintain bank angle. That's beautiful. Got insufficient power, I guess. Let's turn left one more time. 1.5, 2 additional inches of manifold pressure. Pull up a little bit, and your new heading is gonna be 250. Oh, I love this airplane. I just love P-40.
Contact 2. I'm wounded.
Retard the throttle. While under turning 30 degrees to your desired new heading. Retard the throttle. You don't need to have any excessive airspeed. You don't need to have any excessive airspeed. And I might be quite low. Next I will do entering the... I should get myself into this area. This is overhead brake pattern approach straight entering area. those lakes. Rurtals per Švamenuali Lake. Throttle forward. 20 inches should be better. 20 inches. Set. I've got only 1800 RPM, or 1800 feet. That's absolutely not enough. I need to have 2200. Let's climb. Plus 5 inches, pull up a little bit. Jumping, I call it, without changing your airspeed. Change altitude without changing your airspeed, jumping or diving. Unfortunately, we've got GPS on this server, and you're not able to switch off GPS. This game is completely rubbish. Who is responsible for that? I know who. Daniel Toseyev. Responsible for that. Close call, shutters on down to 30% neutral. One small left rudder trim adjustment. And that small town should be tool pitch to my 10 o'clock. Retarded throttle. .1 inches should be okay. Yeah? Yeah, should be okay. On this fancy road to the north of the tool pitch, I do watch for, that's my habit, I watch for any landmarks, terrain features. But you don't need to do that because of this, and you cannot switch off this GPS marker. I hate it. I hate it.
High tower, this is Angus. We're proceeding to base. Over. Angus, copy.
Turquoise. On fire, bailing out.
We've got turbulence. Still, this river is quite visible. turning left. Advance the throttle, additional 1.5, 2.0 inches of manifold pressure. And just stabilized. 15-degree bank angle, 0 vertical speed, beautiful. New heading is 160. Retard the throttle. Nose down, nose down, nose down, nose down. Beautiful. After 820, this P-40 is beautiful. 160 level up. Can I see my airfield? Yes, I can. Your Kirchen should be clearly visible. And I will do visual appraisal of my left turn, right timing, because I can see the landing strip, which might be quite unrealistic, but anyways. No, okay. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Not yet, still. Wait. Not yet, still, but very soon already. And not yet. And turn left. Advance the throttle. That's what I call precise precision, like in a drugstore. I'm proud for myself. That was beautiful. I did a mistake. I didn't retard the throttle. I'm proud for myself. That was precision, like in a drugstore. Right shifting, I will do 30 degrees right, 15 degrees right, 15 degrees left. I ain't got too much time this time, and this mission will not be so quite long, so I will do approach, overhead brake pattern, one landing, actual landing, and then I will do taxiing, and that's it for me for today. 10 degrees right, 5 degrees right, 5 degrees left, yeah? Oh, 10 degrees right, 10 degrees left. That's a shift left, shift right, standard operational procedure, which I now use on my A20 Russian commentary streams on a bombing run, which is absolutely crucial for me. I developed an Excel sheet for that, and I will develop it even more. That sheet should count your turn radius. Okay, fine. I like this practice already. I didn't know about this airfield existence. This airfield now is my favorite airfield on Rhineland map, and Task Force Tingo should be my favorite server, training server, when Steel Skies isn't available. When that landing strip threshold will touch my leading edge of my left wing, that will be a standard overhead brake pattern initial timing. It's 25 seconds turn left, beautiful. No 1/4 shifting, advance the throttle a little bit. 11 seconds, 2/4 shifting, and then transition into, and then another 90 degrees left turn, and then transition into wheels down, flaps down, stabilize, final approach descending, and then touchdown, then landing run, then high-speed taxiing to clear the runway, and then taxiing, and then that's it for me. And later in the afternoon, or maybe in the evening, I will do a diplomacy stream. By the way, my altitude is quite fine. Maybe a little bit lower than I need to be. 250 should be my new heading when I will level up and fly straight and level for 11 seconds. By the way, that's a mistake. I don't know the wind speed. I don't know the wind speed. Level up. I didn't count on wind speed. So probably I should shorten my 2/4 shifting that I did. But anyways, landing strip looks like it okay. Looks okay. Not too far. I'm not overshooting. Maybe undershooting already. Maybe maybe undershooting, but who knows. When it's 160 heading, I will start transitioning to wheels down, flaps down, stabilize, descending. No, it's okay. It should be okay. I'm undershooting a little bit. Level up. Wheels down. Throttle forward. Rather backwards a little bit and forward. Turn left. RPM full forward, elevator trim up. Too much throttle was don't flaps down, nose down, throttle forward. Throttle forward. She's stabilized. She's stabilized. She's stabilized. I just love P-40. Too much throttle. Overshooting. Retard the throttle a little bit. Still overshooting. Do landing. Overshooting.
Bison, clear. I'm wounded. Bison, clear. I'm on fire, bailing out.
Wagon 2, I'm wounded. Wagon 2, I'm on fire, bailing out.
Atrocious landing. Absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Braking. Flaps up. Canopy open. Throttle forward. 1300 RPM for high-speed taxiing. Touchdown was absolutely nightmare. That guy is letting me go, but what can I do? I'm sorry. I do my mission program. I'm sorry. That Spitfire is letting me go. I'm sorry. What else I can say? I will do my high-speed taxiing. No matter. Yeah, atrocious. Absolutely disgusting. Touchdown. I'm out of shape. No operational readiness. No skills. No practice. I didn't practice for 2 months. Yeah, that's Spitfire. That was Spitfire. This server probably gives you some AI Messerschmitts or Focke Wolves. I don't know why should that guy need Spitfire on a training server.
Bison, 2, I'm wounded. Bison, 2, I'm on fire, bailing out.
I'm at one piece. That's already a good thing. I didn't crash, didn't break my P-40. It's already a good thing. Retarded throttle. Maybe too early. She changes her behavior. Yes, a little bit too early. And circle an attempt, I was forced to apply brakes. His touchdown is not good either. His touchdown is not good either. Trim to neutral. Cowl flaps open. 1360 RPM, and do lawn and boring, taxiing, S-turning without using brakes, 1400 RPM. I like it. This airfield is great. Even when you got curved part of taxi runway, you should maintain S-turning even though you see ahead, because who knows, tomorrow Jason Williams will give us a game with patches of dirt, oil, of water, with dumps of water, of damaged asphalt, and you should steer around those patches. So keep your retarded throttle a little bit, keep your feet, keep yourself fit to be able to do that without using brakes, because who knows, surface could be slippery, you could have overheating your brakes. Advance the throttle. (1325 RPM, 20 RPM isn't enough. Seems like not enough. Maybe exactly what I need. The wind is still from the left. Yeah, a little bit not enough. Advance the throttle, it's gonna be 1350 RPM, should be okay. 1350 seems like too fast. I should do more hard turning to slow down a little bit. Look at those parking places, beautiful. Full right rudder. Good taxiing practice for me. I like the server already. Task Force Dingo, beautiful. This quite long taxiing is absolutely realistic, because in a more decent gameplay you would have your parking place is quite far from the landing strip and camouflaged around those trees, around those forest patches. So that's quite realistic if you need to taxi for a very long time. This is quite realistic. Wind is gonna be from my right, and immediately she's got right oversteering tendency. Beautiful. I like this. I like this mission. It was absolutely inconvenient for me to find some time on this Sunday morning. I'm happy I was able to find that time. Okay, small brothers, hello small brothers. Dad's home, big brother's home. Big ugly brothers home, small cute brothers, good looking brothers here. I do not consider P-40 ugly. This is big. This airplane is beautiful. I like it. I do not use brakes at all. Absolutely do not use brakes, but soon I will use it to do 180 on one. I'm starting using brakes to get myself into this very small area with those P-51s. And do 180. This is it. Okay. Engine stopped. Well, if someone's watching this boredom, thanks for watching. That was quite a useful practice for me, and see you later. I hope in 4 or 5 hours time I should do maybe 6, maybe 4. I should do diplomacy stream. Sunday diplomacy is quite rare occasion for me. I always get myself to diplomacy in early morning. And thank you for watching. See you, I hope, next week, but I really don't know if I next 2 months or months and a half I will not have any free time. For example, it's Sunday and I will do some work. So thanks for watching and see you later. That was quite a good practice. See you later. Goodbye.